Welcome to another edition of the Illuminating Journey cards illumination for the week of June 25th through July 1st. So here we are, very interesting week again because we're ending one month, going into another. We're just passing the halfway mark, we're just past solstice, and now we're entering July, 7 months, and this energy is about integrating what we have seeded from the beginning of the year. So we're going into the implementation time. We need to research and reconsider what it is, what wisdom you have gathered, and what you're willing to do. And the month of July is going to be a lot of endings and shifts and changes, so it's going to be a demanding month. So here we are. I've already asked, what is it we need to know this week to prepare ourselves? And the first card we have is Soul Portal number 20. What catches my eye is the water under the bridge. That's a funny phrase, isn't it? Water under the bridge. Implying that things have happened. We've done things as individuals, as a collective. We've agreed to things. We've turned away from taking responsibility, and we're trying to understand or research what is it, what is ours to do, what is ours to own. How can we change this situation if indeed we're willing to make a change? So we have this opportunity. We're in an 11 years, so it's about mastering our willingness to deal with the things we fear, the things we've avoided, that we need to do in order to express the divinity within us. So each of us brings gifts into the world, and now it's time to share our gifts. And the emphasis being here, sharing our gifts, which means we don't force our gifts down people's throats. We can tell people that share their things that we don't want to know what they're sharing, because we can set boundaries, whatever, right? We can begin to find a way to communicate and connect so we become better stewards of our resources and this humanness we're experiencing. We're experiencing a level of an up-leveling, so we need to take the responsibility of the up-leveling. And with that, we have to begin to understand the power of water under the bridge, or water shifting from snow to liquid and then evaporating into the air, which then creates rain, which brings more water. So it's the cycle of light that we must, I said the cycle of light, that's interesting, the cycle of life that we must begin to truly understand and become part of. So we must surrender our egos in order to receive the wisdom. Right here is a dolphin, which I know is strange. There are dolphins here in this snowy tundra. This one, I don't know if you can see it, but it has a crown in its mouth. And here's another dolphin with a crown falling. So this is the crown of light. So when you become crowned, when you open your crown, when you begin to see that there are two sides, and that there's a way to bring people together by meeting them on the bridge. You come from your side, right there's another side, right? You come from there, I'll come from here, and let's meet in the middle. Let's find things that we agree on so we can share our resources. We can find ways to both express who we are and do all the things we need to do without taking away anything from anyone else. This is the lesson of the water. This is a very sacred energy that allows us to heal, to cleanse, to share. We're made up of water. We cook our food in water. We drink water. We are communing with nature when we drink water, when we connect with water. We're also divining, right? There's an essence of divination, and which is the acceptance that we can be more than we've been, and we can change things, we can bring peace if we're willing. That's also the energy of the two, right? The two sides that are polarized right now and need to come together. So this card is asking you to see what you can see beyond your own kind of very personal need. This is what I believe. Is this your belief, or is this a belief that's been given to you? Have you been washed in some belief? Have you been drowned or soaked in belief, or are these really the things you believe in? And even if they are, and they're completely different from your neighbors or from people across in another country or border or whatever, how can you find that place to meet them, knowing that they have equal right to the abundance of the earth? Something to think about. Card number 2 is number 1. Very interesting, because this one energy, the full moon on the 28th in the rest of the world except California on the 28th, which is a 1. 2 plus 8 is 10, makes a 1. It's very focused, very direct, it's fiery. This card is saying to me, new beginnings, right? We are entering the time of endings, so in endings, new beginnings are birthed in water. We come from water, we've been birthed in water. You know, it's like those pictures of the goddess rising out of the water. This is this time we're being shown. There is a time where we are finding newness and being given an opportunity, a gateway. I think I mentioned we're in an 11 year, well, here's a 1. 2 ones make 11. We're in the 21st century, which is the 2 plus the 1, and 2 therefore comes before 1. Our connection with others, our connection with the divine, comes before our self focus or need to express. However, it's an integral part. When we express who we are, and we find the way to express ourselves without impinging on other people's rights, so everyone can share and have space, then we are in harmony. When you allow the 2 and the 1 together, it creates harmony. When you just say that only your idea is good, only what you believe in is acceptable, then you're dismissing the rights of others. When you say, well, there's enough room for everyone, I can be my weird self and they can be their weird self. So it's that energy, it's even like an arrow, it's a focus. Focus your intention. What are you here to do? Focus on expressing your gifts and finding your voice and your place in the water, in the liquid, in the bath of togetherness. How can you express yourself in the world without damaging yourself or damaging others, right? Whatever feels aligned. Card number 3. So this card to me is very interesting. It's the Soul Portal 4, and it feels like very destructive energy, very fiery, in the sense that this card is saying all those hopes that you've pinned your life on in terms of delusion, like if I don't worry about it, if I pretend it's not there, it's all will be well, it'll just go away, I don't need to do it. This card is saying no, that's not what's going to happen. The old ways are dying. So it's very much, to me, this is this energy I'm getting. It's like there is a natural flow. In fact, this even looks right here today, kind of looks like lava coming out. There's a growth, a change, an energy that is vital. It's a vital, fiery force. When the old ways are dying, you cannot spend too much time propping them up, because you need to be building the foundations. You need to be working with the fire so you can begin new things. So out of the old death comes new. Certain trees in the forest, the young ones begin to grow, but they cannot fully form until the older ones die off. They burn down. And so while the fire destroys, it also allows for new birth. And remember, we have the 1 And the two represented here, the 21st century, the idea of supplication or letting go of old ideas, so new ideas can come in, making room for the idea that more rebirth happens when we express who we are from a point of generosity. When you need to be the one who makes the first move, who is generous with yourself, generous with the resources you have, plays well in the pool with others, so that you can receive your crown. You can be crowned with joy, and then you understand this fire of life that allows the old to burn away and new things to happen. And when those new things come out, you have a way, you have the right to begin building something new, putting your attention where you need. When leaders are falling away, or good leaders have to teach the young ones, the ones following them, how to form good, solid leadership where everyone in the circle counts, everyone's opinion, everyone's gifts, every drop in the ocean. If you think of yourself as a drop in the ocean, as we're all in the ocean, how do you express yourself as a drop of water in the ocean? Because you have vibrancy, you have meaning, even when somebody looks at the water and can't recognize you as separate. That's the power of finding your divinity in the collective. So this reading is very much about this idea of what's yours to do, the things you've ignored or not looked at. It's now time to pay attention. It's now time to do your part to come to the table, to break bread and bring water to the community. And how can you bring your gifts out? How can you focus on what's yours? You can do the things you're here to do and recognize the collective. They're not separate. Being separate or saying I'm different and you're different and we can't share space can create tension, right? And maybe that's necessary. However, how can you both share your gifts? How can we all share our gifts in this earth? We're sharing space. So how do we, we're all lumped together, whether we like it or not. We're sharing the same resources. So there's some point and some time, if we do not allow others to have their rightful share, if we don't allow them a room at the table to share what they want to share, we can say, no, I don't enjoy it, I don't agree with you. Of course we can say that. But we can still give them space. If we take away their right to have space or a place to express themselves, then at some point somebody's going to take away our right? So how do we all make it work? How do we find a way to burn off the old illusions and the old ways of being in order to bring new ideas to earth and birth new ideas? It's a very exciting, inspiring time, but it can feel scary because we have to be in the moment. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you saw something I didn't mention or felt something and you want to share it, please do. And as I said, if you'd like to buy your own deck of cards, you can go to jenduchene.com/Illuminating Journey cards. And I'll see you next time. Leave me a comment if you have something to say about this.